I am Dr. Ayesha Lukbalsurya, Consultant Community Physician, School Health Unit, Family Health Bureau. Today we are going to discuss about very important topic, that is relationship and young persons. Objectives to describe the importance of relationships, different types of relationships and the features of the healthy and unhealthy romantic relationships, abusive relationships, and list the services available if there is any abusive relationship. Basic concepts: importance of relationships, healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships and abusive relationships. We will discuss one by one. We have two various definitions on relationship. I have mentioned two on this. State of connectedness between people. The second one is the way in which two or more people or things are connected or state of being connected. What is the importance of relationships and identity development? So, identity development happening in adolescence and relationship with peers is playing a major role. Why relationships are important? Healthy relationships are vital requirement for health and well-being of everybody. Advantages are long life, being healthy, helps to deal with stress and also even emotional intelligence. Negative effects of not having relationships: lack of healthy relationships lead to isolation, depression, decreased immune function and high blood pressure and other non-communicable diseases. So, somebody might think that adolescents do not have this problem of isolation, but in our studies about 12% of the adolescents have this problem. Negative effect of having peer relationships leads to social isolation due to limited social contacts, fewer opportunities to develop social interaction skills, interrelational skills, have a lower affinity towards schools. They might even drop out from schools. Poor academic performance and tendency for high risk behaviors. That is the most important thing. If they stick to high risk behaviors in adolescence, they might continue it into adult life. Qualities required to establish relationships. Relationships are dependent on adolescents' ability to make decisions confidently and together. Communication skills necessary for successful social interactions. So, if somebody is having aggressive communication or very passive communication, children, peers will not willing to take them into their circle. Skills in team building. This is also very important. If they learn that skill during adolescent period, they will have a better job opportunities and a better performance in their adult life. Relationship of adolescents. Adolescents are capable of forming safe and healthy relationships. They may try different identities, roles and relationships which contribute to their development. Peers have a major role in identity, self-esteem and personality formation of adolescent. Relationship with caring adults including parents, relatives, teachers have a role in adolescent development, especially the parents' involvement. Having a good parental bonding is the major intervention for the risk factors of adolescence. The parent-adolescent relationship is the key relationships that guide how the relationships are handled. Parents can give a example to the children how to do it. What are the types of relationships? There are so many people who come into contact with these adolescents, maybe parents, siblings, grandparents, relatives, peers, teachers, neighbors, everybody. So, when we take the parents, who are the most important people when we consider the adolescent development, strengths of relationship between adolescent and parents. Positive impact on reducing health related risk behaviors. Improve adolescents' decision making capacity on education, alcohol, tobacco and other risk behaviors prevention. So, to develop those, parents should have a trustworthy relationship with adolescent, and also they should talk about scenarios where they face problems, and they can discuss it with children, what are the alternative methods of solving problems. Promote mental health, decrease suicide, decrease stress, reduce violence and bullying. So, those are also important, because if the parents see some isolation and depressed mood, they have to be very careful about suicidal ideation, and they are the one who can detect it and refer them and save their lives. Will learn how to make friends when parents play a role model. That is, whenever they have a social event, they could take children to that place, and then they will automatically learn how to have friendships and how to build the friendship. Positive impact on reducing health related risk behaviors. So, it is very important, because parental trustworthiness of adolescent, and also they are monitoring. Usually parents know what their children do, then it will reduce the risk behaviors of children. Improve adolescent decision making capacity on education, alcohol, tobacco and range of other health related behaviors. Promote mental health, decrease suicide, decrease stress, reduce violence and bullying. Adolescent, parents and technology. So, this is area where adolescent will be more skillful than the parents. So, parent will have to learn how to control unnecessary effects of technology. Technology has its advantages, but we have to remember that there are disadvantages also. Adolescents spend enormous time on cell phones, tabs, computers and numerous devices. So, we have to parent have to control those behaviors, and also advise them what are the difficult and what are the problematic things that can happen when they use their social media. That is things like putting their pictures and giving addresses and where they are, telephone numbers to other people who are not known. Those things adolescents should know, and parents should advise. Parents should help adolescents to think about moral and ethical aspects related to internet use. How to select the useful from unhealthy programs. To understand the consequences of themselves and others by participating in these social networks. Advice to parents. What are the communication tips for parents? Listen more than you speak, because when you talk with adolescents, they don't want your talking, but they want your listening. So, show them that you are actively listening without doing any other work. Be available to spend together, have a quality time together with them, and while doing some their favorite activities, you can start communicating with them about sensitive issues. Give them privacy always. Appreciate good work. Signs of negative communication. If you are not communicating with them properly, they will feel that you are nagging, yelling, fighting, and parents, when the parents are angry, upset, rejected, blamed, unloved, those are negative communications will create those things. Issues under dispute never improves. Communication with young persons, advice to young people. They also try to understand the parents' point of view and concern about safety, their whereabouts. Sometimes adolescent may think that parents are asking too many things about their movements, but that is done purely because parents want to safeguard them. So, adolescents have to understand that and also address their concerns honestly and directly. Do not try to defensive justifying your actions. Instead, listen to parents for their views. So, both sides should listen and discuss to solve the problems and the conflicts. Don't criticize and ridicule their viewpoints. Adolescents should know that adolescents' brain development is not completed. So, they can't think of consequences when they take decisions. So, they must listen to parents when they take very important decisions. Make requests, but not demands. So, parents will not like when children demands things. Adolescent and sibling. So, siblings are very useful category of relationship, but sometimes there are rivalry between siblings. Sibling rivalry is common if the age gap between two siblings is less than 8 to 10 years. Then the older child will resent the younger for getting away with more attention, being given more things, allowing to do things that at a younger age than the older child. So, that those are the concerns of older child. But when you take the younger child will resent the older for being bossy, trying to control them, limiting their freedom. So, this happens mainly because the older child is having more school work and things like that. So, they do not want younger fellow and come and do various messy things in their rooms. So, they try to control the younger one. Adolescent and sibling relationships, summary of what siblings compete for in general: dominance, parental attention, parental support, household resources, who gets what. There are so many things, but the only thing is it is very difficult to treat two people equally, but always try to show that parents are treating adolescent equally. Healthy sibling rivalries are characterized by their being companions most of the time, although they oppose each other at times. Unhealthy rivalries that is expressing hatred towards each other all the time. So, if parent notice that, they have to take action. How to resolve conflicts? Always making them jointly responsible for the conflict and get them to discuss and coach them to settle their problem on their own, not allowing them to cause physical and emotional harm to each other, holding each individual responsible for their behavior during the conflict in the event of causing harm, being fair to both. That is the most difficult one parent will have to do. Then we discuss about adults, but non-parental relationships. Features of relationships. Adults should give the impression that they really understand adolescents, showing it by listening to them and paying attention, being honest and dependable, enjoying time spent together. Asking for the opinions, have meaningful conversations with them. Listening first and speaking next. Keeping eye contact, not being judgmental and asking open-ended questions. So, it is very important to ask how, why, that sort of open-ended questions which lead adolescent to talk more. Selecting confrontations, have a few rules and stick to them. Explain why these rules are necessary. Any relationship, there should be boundaries and there should be rules, both sides stick to them. Clarifying issues, questions asked. For questions that are embarrassing to ask, should be encouraged to be asked indirectly. That is, if my friend has this problem, what can you do? Like that, without mentioning the adolescent problem, adolescent's friend's problem can be discussed with the adult and get answers. Positive and negative effects of selected relationships. So, relationships, if they are healthy, if they are positive, then the effects are also positive. But if the relationship is negative, then the effects are also negative. So, we will take one by one, adolescent and parent. Positive effects are with healthy behaviors. If they have good relationship, good bonding with the parents, then the children will adapt to healthy behaviors, not risk behaviors. Less likely to participate in high risk behaviors. Better self-esteem, that is, they will value themselves. Adolescent will learn to value themselves, being an important person to the society. Better school performance, act as a role model. So, all these are positive. If there is negative relationship, then the outcome would be with unhealthy behaviors, more likely to engage with high risk behaviors, smoking, drinking, taking drugs, teenage pregnancies, STIs, and also mental health issues are more common among them. When you take sibling relationship, positive aspect, positive effects, emotional support, whenever there is a problem with other people, they can share their experiences and it will be a soothing effect on other person. So, it is a emotional support. Social support, conflict resolution, negotiation skills, all those skills will be developed, because they are the people who are together for longer period. So, they will have lot of conflicts, but they will resolve it and get the experience of facing challenges. If the negative side, if their relationship is not good, abusive, then the abusive, violent rivalry, unhealthy competition. So, it will be it will affect their growth and development also. Then the grandparents and the adolescents, healthy behaviors role model, because parents, grandparents, they all provide examples to children, provide sense of belonging and family continuity, sources of family history. They will tell their all histories related to their families, so children will get to know about it. Help transmission of culture, provide self confidence, comfortable to confide than with parents, because parents are usually a little bit strict than the grandparents. So, they can go to grandparent and comfortably tell certain things to them rather than disclosing everything to parent. Learning of values and manners, provide additional support, helps to develop personality, self-esteem. The unhealthy relationships, unhealthy behaviors may adopt abusive grandparents. Mainly, we have to be very careful about sexual abuse, especially if they have dementia, where they find it difficult to be responsible for their behavior. Teachers, mentors. So, teachers are very important group. They are the people who mold the small kids to be a better adult in future. So, not having positive relationship will improve non-aggressive, pro-social, more respect towards authority figures, more discipline, better school performance, reduced dropout. Teachers will with unhealthy lifestyles act as role models. Sorry, teachers with healthy lifestyles will act as role models. Teachers with unhealthy lifestyles resolve not to follow such behaviors. So, negative aspect, abusive teachers. Sometimes it may be physically abusing or very rarely sexual abuse. So, that also parents have to educate children how to identify people who are trying to abuse. May adopt this as norms. Some people think that physical harm is the norm in our culture, but it is not so. Everybody knows that physical punishment will not change the behavior, because children get angry with physical punishment, so that they find it difficult to change their behavior. Non-parental adult, being supportive, protect them from undesirable behaviors, inspiring, act as role models, and being resilient. Resilient means easily bounce back when they are faced with challenges. So, if you see that sort of people, children will learn it, and especially if adults give some opportunities to experience that, child will have more resilient behaviors. Negative ones, those with undesirable behaviors, modeling negative behavior. For example, if the neighbors are doing crimes or various unhealthy behaviors, then the adolescent will learn from that. There will be increased crimes in the area. Adolescent and peers, characteristic of good friends. True friend is committed to your happiness. will always guide you giving good advice, will see that you adhere to your principles. Do not ask you to place the friendship before your principles. So, if you say no to something, they will not end the relationship, but they will appreciate it. Will influence the life up to your best potential. Adolescent peer friendship. A group of caring, supportive friends will help adolescent transition to adulthood. During that period, they will develop their identity, their leadership qualities, skills. They still forming, maintaining friendships during adolescence can be challenging. That is why I told that some of the children, they don't have close friends. Peer pressure, both good and bad, has major roles in decision making of adolescents. Friendship is the ability to say no to each other and still remain as friends. That is very important. If somebody leaves because you say no to their request, that means he is not a good friend. Sign of healthy, unhealthy relationship. Healthy, it should provide both people more happiness and be devoid of stress. Unhealthy, it's other way around. Unhealthy relationship will exhibit these characteristics more frequently and cause stress and pressure that cannot be avoided. Positive aspect of peer relationship. Promote quality of life, developing a positive identity, learn how to solve conflicts, promote psychosocial well-being, improve attachment to the school, increase academic performance, reduce risk behaviors. Negative aspect, risk of drug addiction, increase in risk behaviors, conflicting relation with peers is likely to affect health negatively. Factors that protect adolescent from peer group pressure. This is also very important. If they are doing something good, it is okay, but if they are doing something unhealthy, it can affect the child's future also. So, it has to be influenced, and the parents have to take measures to prevent that unhealthy peer pressure. Parents factors, healthy relationship with parents, communicating family rules and parenting style protect from high risk behaviors such as alcohol, tobacco and substance use. Even if the friends are pushing them for various risk behaviors, they will think of their parents and their family norms, and they will restrain from those habits. Meals with parents is a very good thing that you can discuss things during that time. Parental monitoring, it is very common in Asian countries, and it's very helpful in reducing peer pressure and bad behaviors. So, parents should know how to monitor children without their knowledge, or sometimes directly asking questions from them. You can see their movements. Next one is the romantic relationships. So, this age group, they have attraction to opposite sex. So, love, especially when sentimental, affected by emotion or idealized, represent as ideal, is referred to as romantic relationship. So, in that relationship, if it is a healthy one, you can identify some characteristics, doing some activities apart from one another. Unhealthy one, always doing all the activities together. So, they don't have a privacy or the comfortable space for themselves. Communication, good communication between the two, unhealthy one, lack of good communication. Conflict resolution, fairness is exercise. Unhealthy one, always one-sided. Control, manipulate, healthy one does not interfere with the other one's activities. Unhealthy attempts to control how partner's behaviors. Then control of resources, if it is a healthy one, does not control the resources of the other person. If it is an unhealthy one, they will do control other partners' resources. Disagreeing with another person, does not worry about disagreeing, but unhealthy relationship worries about disagreeing. Empathy, healthy one always empathize, but unhealthy one lack of empathy. Both equally powerful in healthy relationship, but unhealthy relationship, one partner is powerless. Expressing oneself, so without fear of consequences, does not use physical, emotional trauma when expressing oneself in healthy relationship. But unhealthy relationship, fearful to express feelings, does it use physical violence or emotional trauma? Then the fairness, equity, considering both as equal value partners' opinion in healthy relationship, but in unhealthy one, one consider that person as a superior person, and arguments are not settled fairly. The fondness expresses, reflects love in different ways. Unhealthy one, not expressing, reflecting one's feeling. Friends, do have friends in healthy relationship. Unhealthy relationship, they have restricted the relationship to themselves, so they don't have friends. Genuine honesty, expressing one's true feelings, but in unhealthy relationship, they are dishonest. They are not honest to the other partner, so they will hide things. The healthy one, identities, have separate identities considered as two people. The unhealthy one, pressure to identify through the dominant partner. Influence relationships are give and take. Exert healthy influence, support each other's goals. So that is very important in a relationship if they want to have a better future. But in unhealthy relationship, influence is only one way. So they don't consider about one partner. They might ask that person to leave the job and stay at home even. That sort of behaviors are seen in unhealthy relationship. Healthy relationship justify actions, need no justification. Where a partner goes or meets somebody, you don't need to give justification in healthy relationship. But in unhealthy relationship, even if they get a call, they have to say who gave the call. Loyalty, trustworthiness, faithful, devoted. The lack of concern seen in unhealthy relationship. Neglect of partner, consider partner before self in healthy behavior, but not in other side, unhealthy part. Partnership support, joint decision making on all aspects, including money, shared responsibility. So that is very important. when they plan for their life, respecting other people's decisions also important. But in unhealthy relationship, exercise an unequal control of resources and decision making also in favor of one person. Pressure to value what is the partner does. Unhealthy relationship made to quit activities done usually used to enjoy. So they don't have a life of their own. They will have to live with the person, other persons, what they want the partner to do. So it's a very unhealthy way, so that one partner will not have opportunities to do their hobbies and their other activities which earn money and things like that. So healthy behavior, it is not like like that. They value what the partner does. Privacy, respect privacy of other partner, forced to share everything with another person. So you will have to give all the details about everything you do to that sort of partner. So it could be sometimes due to pathological jealousy also. We have to consider that also when you see that kind of a person, because they don't allow the partner to go anywhere or do any activity without the knowledge because of pathological jealousy. So we have to consider that also in that type of behavior. Respect for right to different feelings, friends, families and activities, encourages other relationships, but it is other way around in unhealthy behavior. Spend time together, devote the time to spend with one another. But unhealthy behavior, they are not interested in spending time together because they can't enjoy things together. They have different viewpoints. Value each other, both partners value each other. It is not mutual in unhealthy behavior. Violence does not resort to violence in healthy behavior, but it's other way around in unhealthy behavior. Next we will talk about abusive relationships. It is nowadays relatively common, though it is not exposed to other people. Definition is relationship abuse is a pattern of abusive and coercive behaviors used to maintain power and control over the former and current intimate partner. So it is between the intimate partners. Abuse can be emotional, financial, sexual, physical, can include threats, isolation and intimidation. So types: emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse. So when you take emotional abuse, any act including confinement, isolation, verbal assault, humiliation, intimidation, infantilization and any other treatment which may diminish the sense of identity, dignity and self-worth. So this is, though it is happening commonly, no one will complain. They think that according to our culture, partner will just wait without telling it to somebody who can help them. Sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is unwanted sexual activity with perpetrators using force, making threats or taking advantage of victims not able to give consent. If the person is underage or their evolving capacity is not not up to the standard, then they will be taken as sexual abuse. Even though they give consent, it is a sexual abuse. Sexual abuse types: unwanted touching, demanding sex, forcing sex, name calling with sexual epithets, demanding sex after a violent incident, forcing you to engage in prostitution, pornography, forcing you to have sex with other besides your partners, insisting on anything sexual that frightens and hurts you. So many ways of abusing. Sexual abuse types: refusing to use safe sex practices, preventing you from using birth control. That is also one kind of sexual abuse, because in Sri Lanka, fertility is a right of a woman. So if somebody is not allowing them to use birth control things, then it is considered as sexual abuse. Controlling your decision about pregnancy or abortion, withholding sex as a form of control, videotaping or pornographing sexual acts, posting it to without any permission, posting to other people without permission, alleging that you have a history of prostitution on legal papers. So there are so many ways of asking sexual bribes by threatening other people. So physical abuse: any act of violence or rough treatment causing injury or physical discomfort. The non-incidental use of physical force to coerce or to inflict bodily harm. It often causes physical discomfort, pain, and or injury, but the person doesn't have to have a injury to have experienced physical abuse. So physical abuse may be just hitting a person, but not having an injury. Beating the person, punching, burning, scolding, pushing or shoving, hitting with a hand, rough handling or physical coercion, stabbing, stripping, splitting. Even that kind of activity is also taken as physical abuse. Verbal abuse. Verbal abuse is the excessive use of language to undermine someone's dignity and security through insults or humiliation in a sudden or repeated manner. Sudden or repeated manner. That is the most important thing. Characteristics of abusive relationships. If there's any abusive relationships, then they withhold affection or approval as a form of punishment. Criticize and shouts at their partner or calls them mean, negative or hurtful names. Ignores their partner's feeling and insult their beliefs, ideas or values. Lies to their partner to manipulate and control their thoughts. Insist in their partner look a certain way, humiliates their partner in public, keeps the partner from seeing and having contact with friends and families, prevents their partner from communicating with others and restrict their means of communication, such as taking away their phones and computers. Those are the critical stage. The partner will do that sort of activity, removing everything that they have communicate with others. Withhold resources such as money and transportation. Without giving money for day-to-day living, they can do it. Makes their partner feel guilty of their they spend time with other people. Puts their partner in dangerous situations such as driving recklessly, driving under the influence of alcohol, and abandoning them. So this is also sometimes we see that some of the relationships they try to harm the partner while going in cars, driving recklessly. That happens even in past, we have seen that. Display violent, threatening behavior like throwing objects, hitting, punching, slapping. Locks their partner out of the house and trap them in a room. Some people do this while they are at office. They are scared that their partner will have relationship with others, then they will do this kind of locking them into rooms or house. Rapes or sexually assault their partner or threaten to do so. Threaten to commit suicide if their partner leaves or confide in someone about the abuse they are facing. Threatening to hurt their partner and their loved ones, including themselves. Person may also be in abusive relationship if they experience fear in their partner's presence. Want to leave the relationship but feel as though they cannot. Believe they deserve to be harmed or punished by their partner. So these, if you get to know this kind of behavior, that shows that they are in an abusive relationship. Feel guilty and feel like everything is their fault, and afraid of being alone with their partner. So what to do? You have to set boundaries, recognize and acknowledge your own feelings, and always try to make yourself happy rather than thinking about the bad behavior of the partner. Recognize how your boundaries have been crossed. Recognize how you need to set your boundary. Get grounded, focus on thoughts elsewhere. Example on meditation. That is, you do something on your mental health promotion. Voice it, make your boundary known. That's a final stage where you voice it and get help from other people. Try to avoid confrontation all the time, because it can end up with violence. So services, Mithru Pierce, and any hospital, JMOs, they will help you. Then the police officers, NGOs, various places to support this kind of problems in relationship. Run your motto regarding relationship. Run your relationship, don't let them run you. You ought to be in charge of each of your relationship. Thank you.